This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. You are entering Tara's terrestrial aura. Are you ready? I repeat, this is not a test. This is not a test. Hey loves, a Sunday soul day transmission. Thank you for joining me in this space. Thank you for being here. You're incredibly honored and valued, and I'm so incredibly grateful for this energy that we are able to exchange in this space so openly, so freely, and so cosmically connected as we enter our flow states of our essence of ourselves being projected and reflected upon the makeup of this matter in which we perceive as this cognitive state of reality. So, I come to you bearing message. And this message consists of some energy that I have been feeling within myself after a recent occurrence of events. It's so interesting when we start to really analyze life and what it is and the makeup of its matter and why it's the way it is and why we subject ourselves to subjective matters and situational bounds. And within that, we find these elements of ourselves that often go unfound unless we actually seek to find ourselves. And the thing is, many people in this world choose not to seek to find themselves. And a lot of times in this world, a lot of people prefer to live on a level of surface rather than a level of depth, because going within the depth takes a lot of self-reflection. It takes a lot of shadow work. It takes a lot of energy clearing and accepting who you are, what you are, your vulnerability states, and then also your states of weakness in which you've also maybe created for yourself. People don't like that. People don't like to face their shadows. People don't like to face their souls. People don't really often like to see themselves in the light of how they are perceiving themselves to be. And not even so much how they're perceived by others, but how they're perceiving themselves to be. And with that comes a great burden to bear for someone who is able to see these things without attempt, really, without so much effort given to the exact role of that position to be able to see someone's soul. It goes back to this seeing of souls, seeing inside someone, seeing the truth of their matter, seeing the makeup of the essence of their energy in which they are. It's almost like a gift and a curse. I'm really realizing this more than ever as I progress in my life and I move on and see things, as I experience other energies and encounter other beings and things like that. It's like one of those things. It's like you're so grateful for the ability to be able to see the depths of the unknown inside of everything and everyone that you see. But at the same time, it almost becomes a little bit of an issue subliminally, because those that are able to see what you're able to see and you seeing them are consciously streaming the energy from their within, trying to diagnose and proximitate, and I don't know what that word is, but I have now created it, and it means exactly what I meant it to mean, because that's what I do and that's the aspects of me. But whenever someone sees that element and they also see you in reflection back, and then they see, hold on, this person really doesn't carry the sense of lack. They don't really actually seem to have the essence of what I'm feeling an absence of within myself. So why is this? And is it in my head? Maybe they really are. Maybe everyone has to be weak. Everyone tells each other, everyone tells ourselves that to some extent. Everyone has to have some weakness. Everyone has to have some breaking point. And it's we just poke at it and we prod, and it's it's kind of it's a complex of wanting to just execute at all times. Okay, I'm in defense mode, so this is what I have to do. I'm happy, but I'm in defense mode, so this is what I'm going to say. I'm happy, but this is that. And it's are you really happy? Are you really happy if you're always seeking a defense mode, if you're always seeking a way to be able to go after someone? go after an energy because it's separate from your own and it makes you uncomfortable? Does that determine our makeup of this existence now? Is that our reality that we've signed up for? Or why can't we just want to uplift each other? Why can't we have pure intentions, and intentions be actually of the essence of the energy that we speak and that we act, because we're no longer feeling like we have to wear a mask or have some facade or have some show that we're putting on, some play, some actor in some play, some screen that we're watching? Why can't it be that we're so comfortable with ourselves that we really do just get on the camera in the rawest, purest form and just record ourselves in our vehicles, even if that's the way that it comes to us, or record ourselves doing whatever, and like literally just being ourselves without having to feel like there have to be a billion takes because I'm so fake I can't even acknowledge myself, without having to cut pieces of myself out and scrutinize myself because I feel so undervalued within my own self that I've lost my own purpose and core cause of my frequency, and I've let others build what they see of me as the core of my own beliefs. When we feel that way, that's a detachment from ourselves. That is us distracting ourselves from ourselves. And sometimes the best thing that we can do is step away from it all. Or either we can just acknowledge it all. Acknowledging the fact that there are elements of ourselves that we've created that maybe weren't something that we've wanted. Maybe these elements and aspects of ourselves that we've perceived ourselves to be and we've given the illusion of to the world is really a makeup of matter, of something that has illuminated our world, thus creating a world in that illusion of that scenario, of that said state of being. And with that, you don't know how to step out of that site of being and the seeing of that has been done, because once one sees what it sees, can it be undone? Can one unsee the makeup of their own matter once they see the matter of themselves? The thing is, no, we can't. Completely transparent. Like, no, we can't unsee what we've seen. We can't undo what's been done. But what we can do is remold the matter in which we have and change its conscious form. And in doing that, we're able to take possession of our matter in which we are creating, becoming a creator of our own simulation, our own destination, our own exploration of life, our own state of being, our own however you perceive or consciously weave this web of being. We take that conscious control. And whenever we seek control out of ourselves so frequently, to where we look upon others and we correlate their doings with the makeup of what we are doing as if it is our own, when really it is not our own, when really it is nothing of possession of our matter at all, and we are taking from someone else's because it's never meant to be ours to begin with. And everyone is living in their own conscious creation through their own dimensional shifts and the way that they weave and they move through their inner weavings of time. So whenever we take from others, that is losing our divine, that is losing our divinity, because we're separating ourselves from our own entity. So whenever we come back to ourselves and we embrace ourselves and we acknowledge ourselves and our selves lack and our selves worth and our selves abundance, because we have that power of doing within ourselves. So we have that aspect of being someone that's able to recognize our own state of being. Sometimes it takes being penetrated by the mind of someone that sees you beyond sight of yourself, and that opens up the portal into yourself. And within that, you're able to explore. And however that's meant to be will be, because that is for you to do, and that is for you to make your own belief of, because you are now the mastermind of your own conscious construct. You are constructing your consciousness in a form in which matters to you to be able to consciously maneuver through the weavings of your webs. This is a message, a transmission on this Sunday, a day in which we are here to shed light on ourselves. So shed light on yourself, loves. I love you. I'm wishing you a beautiful day. I send you peace. I send you prosperity. I send you bliss. May you unravel and unlock all of the presence within your gifts. You were put here to be you, exactly in the form that you're meant to be. And it doesn't matter what others see or how they make you to believe. I love you. Never let anyone dim your flame. Because the thing is, when it really comes down to it, fire has the ability to morph any energy into a particle undescribable by what it was prior to what it was. Even with enough fire, water cannot always put out fire. Think about that. Whenever you put out a fire, how there's different things, like sometimes you need to put dirt on it, or like a substance of a dust particle. Sometimes you have to put water on it. But the thing is, whenever something is bigger than the mass of which it is being put out with to be extinguished, it can't be extinguished. It will only amplify within its size and will only take a new form. And when something is burned and air embodies that fire and it expands that fire out, it is able to scorch everything that was once before to embody something new. And from those ashes, that matter is created into a consciousness of you. I love you. Self-love intimidate other people? Why does self-love, genuine self-love, trigger other people? Why is it that we live in a society, in a world that is triggered by the absence of hate for themselves? Why do we live in a world that is triggered by the deprivation of self-hate? That is a question that I think we need to start asking ourselves more frequently. Why do we live in a world that is driven by a lack of self-love? It's because we've lived in a world for so long that has acknowledged and embraced and like, what is it? Has admired self-hate. We've literally lived in a world that has taken deprivation of ourselves and put it under a magnifying glass to show how others are, how they're dealing with their lives, and how they're being like filmed, exploiting themselves in their weakest states and in their states of matter in which they never were intended to be seen as. And we saw these aspects, we see these aspects of people, places, and things, and then we label it as if it's the only energy that it can be, that it's the only way that it can be seen. But the thing is, everything is so superficially surface in this world, and until we actually take a dive into the depths of the mind and the psyche and the whole that is all the matter that is, whenever you actually like really start diving deeply into that matter, into those fields, you'll start to see the truth. And the truth is only the truth of the beholder, because the beholder is the only aspect of the truth that can be said, because there is no truth. All the truth is all living within our heads. We think that we know something. We think that we know this, or this is the truth, or this is the fact, or this is that, or this is that. That's the thing. No one knows anything. And whenever we can admit our own exploitation of ourselves in a way of not self-deprivation, but in a way of self-observation, self-acknowledgement, of seeing the being that we are being, the creation that we have stimulated into matter of our own creation, even if it was through the degradation of letting others determine our state of ourselves. Because the truth is, the matter that we create in our conscious is our own state of living hell or heaven, whichever you perceive, whichever makeup of the matter you choose it to be. But when we acknowledge these things, we acknowledge ourselves, and we move into the energy of morphing our energy and changing the way that we have been dealing and coping with the mechanisms that are creating the organism of ourselves. So remember, self-awareness is a cognitive action that is a matter of the mind, and only the soul can find to define what truly is a matter of your greatest aspects of divine and time, lost in the rhythms and the algorithms that you'll find. And I don't mean to speak in rhymes, it comes to me, guys. But yeah, so I love you, and this is in addition to a previous message that I recorded before, because time, my loves, is nothing more than the construct of our minds that we are consciously forming. So remember, what you are consciously doing is what you are consuming. So give the energy the value in which you are giving your self-worth. I love you. I ask that you please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my content. And just take care of yourself. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon.
Those that actually really think they know themselves, like really think they know, have no idea.